What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. What a crazy market it was last week. We seen it was definitely a market for shorts, that's for sure. So let's get into the market strength real quick. Let this load up here. So the NASDAQ, this is on the daily. Ever since it bottomed right here, it's just been rallying up, blowing through the 200-day, the 50-day, the 100-day, and Friday we seen it pull back, and it bounced right off the 100-day moving average right here, that green line, going from 79.5 all the way and rallying up to 91. That's an awesome rally. So possibly this week, I don't know. It could either bounce off this 100-day and keep going, or we could just see a very good pullback on this since it rallied up right here. This is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days right there rallying up. And then the SPY, let's bring this up. Since the sell-off from 293, it bottomed down out here, down here at 259. This had a nice rally up as well, going up, blowing, gapping up, coming right up to the 200-day right here, and then gapping up again and running up to the 100-day right here. And same thing, Friday, we seen it gap down, and it pulled right down to this 200 MA right here. The thing I'm not liking is we got the 50-day pointing down like that, and the 100 or the 100-day right here, it's kind of going sideways. It's wanting to move up, but that's just because of the recent price action right here, and the 200 days pointing down. So we've been in a selling market lately. We really have. It's been a market for shorts. Same thing going last week. Last week, there really wasn't that many opportunities in my eyes. There were opportunities, but they were very tough. And one of them I wanted to go over was NVLN. Let me find it real quick. NVLN. This had a really nice run. You can see right here on the 65-minute, this huge sell-off from 4 all the way down to 70 cents. And then this just, boom, exploded all the way up to 236. Let's break it down. You can see that right here, the past 2 days, Thursday and Friday. Thursday, this just opened up and out of nowhere, just volume overflowed into it. Hit everybody's scanners, and everybody just, all right, this is it. Buy. From 70 cents, this ran all the way up to $1.70 before pulling back to the VWAP of 130 and then rocketing up to almost $2. Pulls back, rockets up to $2, and then consolidation right here from 11 to noon. And then this pushed through 2 and ran up to 236. And then at the end of the day, they dumped it from 236 back down to $1.27. Look at that. It bounced right at the point of its first pullback at the day right here. And then the next day, this opened up pretty much right where it closed. You can see it didn't do anything really after hours. And right when this opened, $1.36 runs up to $1.80, almost touches $2. And it was just consolidating all day on this VWAP, looking like it was starting to gear up, making higher lows. And it finally broke $2, and it ran a measly 11 cents to 211. So let's see what the volume was total. The volume on Friday total for NVLN was 35 million. On Thursday, it was 40 million. Wow. It's a lot of volume. Let's see What's the float on NVLN? So we're seeing $2 is very tough for this to get through. And I lost it. NVLN has a float of 16.5 million. Shares outstanding 18.5. Held by institutions 77%. Held by insiders 9%. Short the float 3.4%. Let's see. They came out with an 8K. They released their financial results. They came out with a lot of news last week too. They entered into a term loan agreement. Let's look at this Form 4 real quick. So on the first, code F, amount 32,000. Okay, on the first, they disposed $32,000, which was 110,000 shares at 89.71. You could see that right here, A or D. D. If it was A, it was securities acquired. It's D. They disposed of. That was on the first. Then they came out with, let me see right here. On the 8th, excuse me. On the 8th, they came out with an 8K. That right there. See, this is a lot of reading. This is something you have to read, you know, on your own. I'll get into reading this later. This is something, yeah, look how long this is. Very, 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 very long. So they came out with a loan agreement. So they're expecting to achieve positive cash flow level by their second quarter 2019 on full year net. Product sales of between 145 and 160 million. Expects to achieve positive cash flow by quarter 2 of 2019. And they're expecting total net product sales in 2018 to be between 130 and 140 million. I'm seeing a lot of expecting. I don't want to, if I'm investing, I don't want to be investing into to a company that keeps saying expecting. That's not good. Because when they expect something and then when they finally release it and it's not what they were at the week, we'll see. I don't want to predict anything on NVLN. And then what started heating up Friday was shippers. Now, like, they just had a very little pop at the end of the day, as you could see right here. And my take on shippers, I don't like shippers. My opinion, they're overcrowded. There's so many people that are stuck in this. You gotta think, it's overcrowded with volume. When it goes up, people don't sell, they hold on to it, and then down the road when it finally goes up, we're hitting resistance every 10 cents, and this is why it never really goes up. Let me show you the daily here. This is on tops. Look how nasty this is. Little upness right here, and then it starts to ramp up. You get a huge gap up, and this is the only good day it had right here, and it did 51 million in volume. 51 million in volume, and the price came right back down. So with that being said, when you go back and look at these spikes right here, that spike, the volume 7 million, 7 million, 12 million, 6 million, and the price came in that area as well and quickly fell right back down because everybody that bought right here got stubborn, held on to it. They held on to it all through this, and when the price finally came up, all these people were dumping it, and this is why the price did not last high, and it came right back down. And let's say there's still even more people that didn't even sell it because they were expecting it to probably rally. You know, they're expecting it to go parabolic supernova. But this fell right back down, comes right back up. And it's just sloppiness. Price comes up, goes down. And when you look at this on the 15-minute, let me pull this back up. Looking at this on the 15-minute, literally every 10 cent this would move up, it would find resistant and sell off hard. You could see it right here. It moved up, comes down, comes back up to this previous high. It breaks the high. What did it go up from 203 to 213, and then sells off hard back down to $1.75. Comes back up to $2, goes sideways, comes up to 209, sells down. Comes up, it breaks this high at 213, goes up to 236, and then everybody dumps it. And then it just went downhill, downhill, downhill. There's just so many levels of resistance on these shippers. DCIX, tops, dries. It's not really even worth messing with, in my opinion. There are so many bag holders on this, it's unreal. And you know, you get a lot of new people that buy into this and hold it because they go and look at the daily chart and they see it that one time it was at, you know, let's 5 million when it's only messed up because of how many reverse splits this thing has done. See, I'll pull this back. You could see it right here. $32, 91,000, 1.4 million. If I'm a new person and I see this and I seen that, wow, this was up at 1.4 million and now it's at $1, I'm gonna buy this. That's what they're all thinking because they think just because it was at that price before, it's gonna come back up to that price eventually. And when that's not the case, it's only like that because of how many reverse splits this has done. These shippers are crap. They really are. The last 2 years, they had good years. This year, it's not living up to the hype because of it's just overplayed. But when these shippers do take off, they all follow. DCIX, Tops, ESEA, Dries. There's a couple other ones of them. GLBS. But when one of them starts to take off, they all follow. And when it starts to happen, you got to determine which one's the leader, which one's taking the lead so the rest can follow. And comparing them all, and it's a lot of work observing all of these shippers. But like I said, every time it moves up, it runs into a huge wall of sellers. It's always overcrowded with volume, but they can rip and go on huge moves. They very well could, but it takes a lot for them to do that. You can see right here, ESEA had one good day. Right here, going from $1.75 to $3.88, and then after that, it didn't do anything. Had a nice little pop here from 2 to 260, but those are just pops along the way down. But there's not really too much on my watch list. Let me pull it up for this upcoming week. I'm pretty much starting fresh. I deleted everything. I got AGRX, which I'm not really too excited about. I'm actually thinking about deleting it. But AGRX is starting to form a U-shape. It's been hanging in this area of 75 cents to $1, $1.10. Let me pull it up here on the long-term chart. You could see this thing loves making U-shapes. You got a big U-shape here, and then within this U-shape, you got a U-shape right here, U-shape right here, right here, another one, another failed U-shape, 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 U-shape. But what's this starting to do? After it topped here at $1.17, this came down to support at, it was really 75 cents. But now this is starting to U-shape on back up to this $1.15 level. So now that it's approaching $1, it's a lousy 15 cents. It really has to go up, but there's more risk to it than a reward on it, in my opinion. It could get momentum and take off, but the way the market's been lately, with it being bearish, and this is a short market right now. You know, look at what it did Friday. Everything was red. So it's hard for stocks to break out, because as soon as it gets up to resistance, it may break out, but it'll break out maybe just a little bit, and then it'll just dump off. And that was the problem with NVLN on Friday. It just didn't have the strength to break out. You see right here, it has like that rainbow effect to it. When I see a stock with the rainbow effect to it, that's showing weakness to me. What else we got? YECO came out with a 3 million private placement. So that killed it. You can see right here, it was at $7, and when they released that news, it dropped all the way down to $4.80, and then pops up to $6.20, and it's just been hanging around in this area. And my guess on it is it's probably just going to fade off and drop off, unless volume can keep coming into it. But everything's pulling back and resetting itself. It just seems like a lot of low floats are probably going to be popping up. What's that? Plag, AYTU. So I'm really going into this next week seeing what's going to happen. I'm not going to chase after everything. I'm going to be more of an observer this upcoming week. We've seen a few low floats pop off this week. One of them, MTSL, it was real fast. One day right here on Wednesday, this went from $2 to $3, and then it dropped back down, and you've seen what it did since. Just a low float pump for the day. And I played this one too on Wednesday. I had this on the watch list for a couple of weeks because I seen what the moving averages on the daily. It was actually forming a pretty tight wedge, or not a wedge, a squeeze. So right here, if I zoom in real close, you see how the moving averages, they started to get tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter coming together. Well, the 13 EMA crossed over the 200-day MA right here, causing this to squeeze up and pop. And I got in right at the break here of $2, and I sold it when I was struggling to break 250 right here. And then it pulls back to 225 and rips up to $3. That's the thing with these low floats. You got to be fast with them, in and out. You can't hold and hope with low floats, because if you hold and hope with a low float, you're gonna get burnt. You are. What else we got? Like I said, not really too much. There really wasn't much going on this past week. We've seen pot stocks take off. That's what we've seen. So that might be something to keep in mind going into this next week. NBEV here broke out of this range from $4.65 to $4 and ran up to $5.40, and it was short-lived. You can see it exploded right here on, looks like Wednesday, going from $4.30 right into the close, just exploding up and hitting a high at $5.40, and then the next day had a little morning sell-off down to $4.60, its old resistance, bounced perfectly right off of it, holding as support, and then from $4.60 running up to $5.09. Nice move right there. But then after that, it just died back down below $4. Does come out with any news? No. TLRY, let's look at that one. See, look at that too. It ramped up, had an explosion here at from $1.10 all the way up to not $1.10, 140 or 110 up to 140, and then quickly fell right back down. And that's what NBEV did as well. What's the IGCC? It's the other one. Same thing with this one. You could see the pattern on all of these. That's why it's always good to follow all of these that run together for the pot sector. This one's not as healthy looking or better looking than the other ones, but you still get the general picture of what it did. This is just an ugly one, but you see it ramped up right here and then crashed down like the other ones. What was another one? IGC got removed from the unlisted. TLRY, NBEV, and CRON, C-R-O-N. CRON, same thing. See how they're all the same pattern? Ramps up, explodes right there, sells off, gaps up, sells off, explodes. Very choppy and very fast moves on this. Going from 817 to 958 and then selling down to 867. Dang. Gapping up to 965 again, dropping down to 875, running up to almost $10. Very violent moves with this. Very violent. Yeah, look at the wicks on that. Look at the wick right here. From 922 to 950. This is on the 3-minute. I don't know, my thing's being weird. Oh, I don't have the whatchamacallit on. There we go. Yeah, very long wicks on this. 930 to 950. But probably adding all of the pot stocks to the list this week. We could see momentum and the mob go to the pot stocks. With Michigan just became, I think, the 11th state to legalize recreational marijuana. But other than that, like I said, not too much on the list. Majority, it was very tough last week. It really was. I only took 2 trades. I took 2 trades last week. I traded MTSL and NVLN. I made, I was profitable on both of them. I made, I think it was like $640 total. But MTSL, I got in at 207, sold half of it at 235, and sold the other half at 229. And then I got in on NVLN at $1.79. I got greedy with this one. I sold half of it at $1.95, and I sold my other half at $1.7950. So yeah, I got real sloppy with that last one. I pretty much lost profit on 20 cents a share on that, because I was thinking it was going to pull back down to support and bounce up and break through $2, and it just did it. And I didn't want it to drop back below where I bought in, so I sold it. But other than that, I got the Discord group up and running. If you want to join the Discord group, the link is in the description down below. This is where I'll be spending a lot of my time posting my watch list, sharing my thoughts during market hours. I got bots that I worked on and installed in here over the weekend. I got a stock bot, I got an alt bot for cryptocurrency, and I got an alt defender bot for spammers and just trolls to keep the chat room safe. I have all kinds of categories right here, as you can see. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, the weekly watch list, market strengths, halts. This stock bot's going to be pretty cool. That's going to give market alerts. It's going to pop up here in the halts, stocks that get halted real time. And then it's going to pop up with news articles throughout the day and even before pre-market. And the cryptocurrency thing's always going to be running. So this thing's coming together pretty well, and I'm pretty excited for it. So if you're interested in joining it, it's all totally free. The link is in the description down below. All I ask is just obey the rules and change your name, because when you sign up to this, it automatically assigns you to Sports 101, and I don't want everybody in here being Sports 101 because I'm not really gonna know who I'm talking to. But other than that, if this is your first time viewing this video, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. Join the community where we all share ideas and grow as traders. And that's what it is. Trading Learning 101. Grow as traders, share ideas, have fun, and just do technical analysis and fundamental analysis. That's what I love doing. Growing as a trader every day, growing and getting better. But not, like I said, too much going into this upcoming week because of last week. I want to see what comes to the table. I don't want to make any predictions. I just want to observe what the market's going to do this week and go off of that. I may not even trade this upcoming week because I'm not even liking the market conditions. I just don't see any good risks versus reward plays at the moment. But I got the NASDAQ up right here. After I get done with this, I'm going to go through it and go through the stocks that recently hit new highs here. We got a few of them. But if I see anything I like, I'll add it to the weekly watch list, and I'll be sure to post it in the Discord group. But until next time, guys, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. When the market's slow like this and the overall market's red, it's a perfect opportunity to start learning, study, prep, polish up your game, all that good stuff. That way when the market conditions do improve and come back, you're prepared and ready to take advantage of it. That's what it's all about. Grow that knowledge. What was that saying? That was a saying that stuck with me. You gotta start making $50 before you can make $100. You gotta start making $100 before you can make $1,000. And then once you start making $1,000, that's when you can make $10,000. It was something along those lines that just stuck with me, and it's the honest truth. The better you get, and the more you learn and grow as a trader, you start to learn all sorts of new stuff, from philosophy, psychology. It's honest. It's a trip. It really is. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Join the community. I post videos all the time. I love sharing what I know about the market and learning from others what they have to bring to the table about the stock market. But until next time, guys, be patient, be disciplined this weekend, or this week coming up. That's all I can say. Wait for your setups. Until next time, guys. Later.